Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for another game of Super Rugby Pacific. This one just about to kick off between the Blues and the Rebels. Now, they mentioned the last time that these two sides played, there were 99 points scored. Now, I don't think we're getting the century today, but it could still be a very high scoring one at AAMI Park. They've mentioned that there was rain earlier on in the day, so it might be a little bit wet underfoot, little bit slippery perhaps early on, but the Rebels inside of their own 22 with Carter Gordon. He'll be kicking this ball downfield, nicely taken by Zahn Sullivan on the halfway line. Blues able to score themselves 71 points the last time that they did play off against the Melbourne Rebels, but this game, feel like for a start it will be close, but the Blues already looking like they're going to be bringing that intensity. They're a little bit frustrated how their season's been going so far. Not quite sitting at the top of the table yet. Bowden Barrett goes off to Zahn Sullivan, past him behind. Now, nice ball on the outside from Rico Ioane. Goes to Anton Segner. Didn't find the offload on the outside for Caleb Clark. Let's go Blues, says Lord Forth. Challenge loading, says Kerr. I am concerned about what this challenge will be, Kerr, I'll be honest, but I look forward to finding out. Kicked him behind. That one will roll into touch inside of the 22 of the Rebels. And they will now have the line out. So the Blues deciding to try and play that territory, keep them deep inside of their own area, wait for the mistakes. Ricky Riccatelli with a good run forward there. I believe there was at Kobus Elof, who is playing number one for this game. Does kind of swap between 1 and 3. Seems like 1 where they've got him today. Now it's going to be thrown in by Alex Murphy. Remember when he was playing for the Reds and scoring try after try after try off the rolling maul. That's gone down, so the advantage will go the way of the Rebels if they want it, and they do take that penalty. Jumping across, believe that would have been penalty against Cameron Suafor. Hey everyone, how's it been today? Hamish says, Aiden, it's been very, very busy. The boys came around earlier on before the first live stream, so we did end up going up the road a little bit, doing a little bit of shopping and whatnot that we needed. And then, yeah, pretty much heading here doing live streams all throughout the night. We've still got another 10 hours or so of being awake. It is going to be a long one. I'm already starting to feel the slight tiredness kicking in, but I'm sure once the rugby really fires up, that will start to go away. 45 meters out from the line. Mark Talia puts in the big shot. Now he is back. It's going to be the advantage for a knock on, they've said there. And we'll be going back for the scrum. Challenge accepted. Says far in there as well. Just ended up accidentally hitting the hand of Mark Talia. It was not a deliberate knockdown, though, so he won't end up with a yellow card against him for it. But there is actually still rain falling, and how were the burpees? They were terrible. I don't think any of our burpees looked like the burpees that you should be doing, but we got through them. I think George got 15. To be honest, I stopped counting after I had finished mine, which took me like 3 goes to do, but my knees are all now carpet burned, unfortunately, so I think I did them wrong. Coffee fix you, says Kerr there, and hey, says Callum, welcome in. And any other rugby games you're doing tonight, Hamish says, Aiden, we have got the sevens taking place pretty much straight after this between Fiji and Spain, and then we are going to be doing the 2 URC games between the Stormers and the Exeter Chiefs, and also Toulouse versus the Sharks. Oh, the arms after the 6 push-ups, says Far. I'd be lying if I said that they don't have like 7 muscle groups that are all now sore. It was more than 6, though. We got a bit closer to their quiz, says Far. And then it's okay, Janae, we have a new challenge, says Kerr. And also, what's the new challenge? I saw the meme, says Janae there. But now it's going to be Bowden Barrett. They did kick it out on the full there, the Rebels. A little bit of a mistake. Now it looks like Ricky Riccatelli will be throwing this one in, but 38 meters from the line now for the Blues. Here we go, Ricky Riccatelli about to throw the ball in, more than likely to Tuipulotu or Derry. You go to the back. Derry takes it nicely, but Tuipulotu slips over his teammate. Now it's just going to be knocked backwards by the Blues, so it will be play on. Tuipulotu hits it up at the line. Good shot on him by Brad Wilkin. The Rebels certainly watch out for Ekwasi. He's playing number 8. Kick to crossfield from Bowden Barrett. Just outside of the 22. Mark Talia makes a good tackle there on Joe Pincus. Rebels in away gear while being at home. Oh, says Junaid. In there. Yeah, they seem to. Or is that the Rebels have 3 kits, don't they? Because they have that pink kit as well. So they've got a home, away, and traveling, I think, or something like that for the Rebels. I'm not too sure how they go, but yeah, the white. It's always interesting to see which teams do. Oh, that's a 50-22 for Bowden Barrett. Yeah, what teams do switch to that away kit when they're at home, and which teams just decide to keep it. Bowden is very happy with that one. It's going to be a 50-22 in favour of the Blues, or was it taken back? Yeah, it was taken back by Zahn Sullivan, just a metre inside of the territory of the Rebels. So that will not be a 50-22, my apologies. And instead, it will be a line out for Alex Murphy. And also, we have got there, it's the change kit, not away kit, Lowell. I remember discussing this before. Always home team that changes out of respect. Says Kerr there. Then you wonder, why didn't the Highlanders change theirs when the Hurricanes were away from home? I guess it's if it's not clashing too much, maybe, is the other side of things. Mark Talia now. Big fend off there. Got rid of Josh Canham. Ball on the outside. Harry Plummer now goes to Rico Ioane. Lee Christie. Across to Zahn Sullivan at first receiver now. Bowden Barrett was waiting, going for a cross kick again. Trying to keep this ball moving. Anton Segner with a nice step on the inside. Now opens up the opportunity to go to Clark, but decides against it. And away team changes in soccer. And home team changes kit in rugby, hence change kit. Only in more recent years been referred to as away kit. Says Kerr there, and let's get a Blues, says Blues Nate. With a name like Blues Nate, you'd assume that you want the Blues to win. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck still injured. Yeah, he's not playing in this game. Instead, Harry Plummer at number 12. That's going to be a penalty against the Blues for him being held and then going again. Second movement. Right. The Rebels, they will be able to kick this one down towards the touchline. Any injuries that happen now, I've mentioned it a few times, like injuries now can cost you a World Cup. There's talks about Etzebeth at the moment. Someone mentioned earlier on whether or not he's going to be match fit for the World Cup. Got Sever Reese. Penalty ends up going the way of the Rebels as they start to move a little bit further forward. I wouldn't be surprised if the Rebels score the first try in this matchup. Alex Murphy throwing the ball into Josh Canham. Now Brad Wilkin going across to Carter Gordon, inside ball to Lockie Anderson. Now off to the left-hand side, Elof starting a charge. Looks like that ball's going to bounce out the side. Lawrence asks for the penalty, and he does get it now. He's saying Tuipulotu kicked it away, and he's all grumpy. The South African halfback. Number 2 not rolling away. Penalty goes against the Blues, and this match isn't going to be pretty score-wise. Oh, isn't going to be pretty score-wise, is it? Hard to say. The Rebels will be able to get themselves the early lead here, 3-0, but I believe in that last game when the Blues won 71-28, the Rebels may have had the lead in that one too. And got to be F driving to AAMI Park. Only 15 minutes drive, says Nate. And what were the Reds wearing against the Satyrs last week in Queensland? Because the Satyrs had their away gear on, says Junaid. I think, yeah, the Reds, I think they were in their home kit, weren't they, if I'm not wrong? And then the Satyrs had the white trimmed Alpine one, and Kane Williamson doesn't sound like he'll make the cut. Says far, so yeah, it is. Bit of a shame for Kane Williamson. And the Kiwis, you're missing him. That kick from Resage is good. So 500th point in Rebels colours now for Resage. That'll give them the lead 3-0. Love the spirit, my guy. And also, we will win the World Cup, no doubt. Says Spider Mick. 9 minutes in. Rebels getting a lead, but that is all well and good. But I think they'll need a lot more points on the board to be able to take out this Blues side. But Zahn Sullivan now kicking it high, waiting for this one to come down. Slapped back by Mark Tully. In fact, it says it's going to be a knock-on now. It's a double knock-on. And how's the table looking now? Says Kerr there. So we haven't got the pop-up, but I have got Google. So I can tell you, Super Rugby-wise, table is as follows. Hurricanes in first at the moment, but they have played an extra game ahead of the Chiefs. They have played 7, won 6, lost 1, 27 points on the board. Chiefs 6 from 6 on 27. Brumbies on 26. Crusaders on 23. Blues on 16. 3 wins, 3 losses. why they will be disappointed with that start. Highlanders on 14, Drua on 13, Reds on 11, and then the Rebels on 10. Everyone else, Force on 9, Waratahs 8, Moana Pacific at 2. So quite a dip there after that top 8. Now Ryan Lauren's going to feed the ball in. Asking for a penalty for something there, Ryan Lawrence, before he put the ball in. The referee was having none of it. Now, it's charged down for Andrew Callaway's kick, goes straight to Caleb Clark, who now will look to run hard, breaking through one tackle, breaking through another two. Now, Finley Christie goes across to Zahn Sullivan, off to Ricky Riccatelli, and be a close score, I reckon, says Blues Nate, and got a feeling my vibe saying Rebels for an upset. Yeah, I don't know, to be honest, and also who do the Chiefs have next week? I believe the Chiefs, I think they've got an Aussie side. Hang on. Chiefs next week are going to be... Actually, no, sorry. Chiefs next week are playing the Hurricanes. And then the week after, they have got the Fiji and Drua. That'll be a fun game. Watching got the feeling... Oh, no, I read that one. Didn't I? Be a close score, I reckon, says Blues. Now, I'd like to think it would be closer than the last time these two sides played. The games need to start ensuring the bonus point going to hurt them in the long run and stuff. Success Amelia, welcome in. You are doing well. Currently 5 meters out from the line. The Blues... Good attacking opportunity using the pick and go. They've got the advantage as well for offside. Only inches from the try line and their first opportunity to score. They're flattened out over the line. And I believe, is that Sam Derry who's got it down? It certainly looks like him. Yes, it is. Sam Derry manages to get himself the first try of the match for the Blues. And Chiefs vs Canes could be hella close, says Janae. Yeah, there's a real good chance. Well, I mean, that's top of the table clash at the moment as well. So adds a little bit more excitement into that matchup. Super Rugby Saturday, Wellington Chiefs, New Zealand. There's Reed there. He's saying hopefully better defence stop Blues onslaught. I feel like we slightly jinxed that, didn't we? Everyone who was saying it could be close. Hopefully that is not going to be the first of like a floodgate that opens up for a sea of blue, but it's still a chance, I guess. Chiefs will rip them apart based on today's shambles, says Kerr. Yeah, the Hurricanes, although saying that when there's 20 penalties in a game, it's very hard to find your, I guess, not just your structure, but also just your momentum with it just not really rolling over too well. Like they had 10 scrums, 20 penalties. Somehow didn't have a yellow card that I saw anyway throughout the time that I was watching. And also, hi Blues Nate. Here's Amelia K. Bowden Barrett lining up the kick, and he's missed it. One of the easier ones that Bowden Barrett will have today, but he has missed. So it makes it 5 points to 3 in favour of the Blues. And waiting for the Blues versus Chiefs return game and the Sailors versus Chiefs return game. I don't see any other teams beating them, says Junaid. I don't know why. I feel like it's because of what happened in one of the other games that I saw them play. But I think Western Force, I know it's a really weird out of the blue, no one would expect. I tell you what, that's another good run from the Blues up to the halfway line. Finley Christie, Mark Talia in support. The floodgates are opening as Mark Talia runs down the wing, finds the offload on the inside to Adrian Choke. It's close to the touchline, but they're only 10 metres out from the line now. Finley Christie goes across the Bowden Barrett, going for the cross kick. I don't understand it. Clark hasn't taken it cleanly. He's hurt himself in the process. Segner's gone over. They're going to have to check this one for a knock on, but I believe there wasn't. Clark is injured. Not sure why they did that. Chiefs will dominate as much as it pains me to say. They won't concede like the Landers did. And will be stability or build stability with their position. And yes, try. There's Spider Mech there as well. But Mark Talia flying down the wing. Great low tackle made by Reesodge. And I think he was actually the one who made the challenge, or at least was lurking for the challenge of Caleb Clark. I don't think he quite got there. It was Lockie Anderson instead, ex-Sevens player. Did just enough to make the knock on go against Caleb Clark. And Bodie, you missed, bro. Come on. Right, we've got a drinks break now after 14 minutes. Looks like Alex Murphy's actually gone down with a bit of an injury there. Yeah, for some reason, I know it won't be, but the Western Force, for some reason, I feel like could beat the Chiefs just as a complete upset. No one would expect it. That's for some reason other than New Zealand teams, I'm like the Western Force could do something. Don't know why. I feel like I'm too busy basing it off that old side that they had when they had Rob Carney and they had Domingo Miotti and Jeremy Thrush, Jordan Olawafella, all those guys. I'm probably basing it off that Western Force side rather than the one that's playing now. But yeah, I don't know. It's going to be hard to beat the Chiefs. Or if the Chiefs have the draw in Fiji, true. Where do they play their game up against the draw? I know that they play them in 2 weeks' time. It's a home game for the Chiefs. That's probably lucky because if it was the other way around, we saw what happened with the Fijian draw and the Crusaders. So anything can happen. The game of rugby sevens is quite unpredictable too. We did see Samoa beating the Fijians for the first time in 15 games. And where were those names in the alphabet challenge? Says Kerr there. Yeah, we struggled on why, didn't we? Eunice. I kept on thinking of cricketers named Eunice, like Eunice Khan, but why was the letter that really stopped us? I don't think any other letter quite pulled us up as much as it did. Yeah, I still can't think of whys, even though we said them earlier. The brain has gone blank. Nice kick downfield from Carter Gordon. Line out throw coming the way of the Blues, 40 metres out. Slowed down the momentum of the away side, but they've got to make sure they keep that going. Now Papali goes back, quick hands here. That is classy from the Blues. Ball on the outside to Sullivan. Goes to Mark Talia, who tries to push his way back in, but they just run out of space. Brilliant tackling from Carter Gordon and Josh Canham there. I hope everyone is well. Cheers, Amelia. I'm sure you'll be nervous at the moment, won't you, Amelia? 2 points down at the moment, though, after as long as we've had. Probably not too bad for the Rebels. Who do you think out of your side is going to step up for this contest and help maybe get the job done or at least help prevent a one-sided affair? Joining Ulysses. Now going to be throwing this ball in. That is due to the injury that was seen of Alex Murphy, but already 86% in favour of the Blues for the territory. And like the stream, maybe, says Junaid. Yeah, anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like on the live stream. It's hugely appreciated you guys all being here for these streams. We got plenty more coming. We got 3 more tonight, if I'm not mistaken. That's a good kick downfield from Carter Gordon. They decide to take it quickly, the Blues. Great hands from Zahn Sullivan to be able to pick up that loose pass. Runs it straight at Jordan Ulysses. They do have to release it, and it will become a penalty in favour of the Blues. Now, subscribe to the channel, surely, says Janae. So, yeah, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Got the sevens coming up tomorrow, which I believe I'm going to be sleeping for about maybe 4 hours before, something like that. So it's going to be a fun weekend. We're going to be busy. Probably sleep. Well, I actually can't sleep early on Sunday, I realize, because the last live stream's at about 11:40. So we will end up in the scenario of finishing that live stream, heading to bed, waking up nice and early, and going to get a concrete slab ready on the Monday. Carter Gordon has been one of the standouts for the Rebels throughout this season so far. Ricky Riccatelli looking for the rolling maul try here for the Blues. While they are only 5 metres out, Carter Gordon may have to make another tackle here in a very short moment if they do decide to use the back line instead. Tui Pelotu. In fact, Carter Gordon involved, helping hold up the rolling maul. Ball becoming available there. They're trying to secure it. He has made it to ground. Now it will be available. Finley Christie goes across now to Nepololala, who's the 10 metres out from the line. Derry already scoring 1 try for the Blues in this matchup. 5 metres. To the right, Christie to Riccatelli, quick hands. Barrett wasn't quite where that ball was going. 11:40 a.m. or p.m. Emmy. So it will be p.m. for that one for the tomorrow. As we can go and says, Karen, will George ever return for a stream after tonight, says Junaid. Don't know. We've probably scared him away, but it's probably, I've done more exercise on the live stream than I've done outside of cricket for like 6 months. So that's kind of good in a way, even though it makes me look like an idiot. I mean, the thing is, if it encourages one person who's watching to, like, I don't know, go for a walk or do a push-up or something like that, then I feel like it's kind of like it's good in a way, you know? It's kind of more physical health. I know I'm unfit. I know I got to work on that for the off season. Why is Barrett kicking everything? Just kicked it too far, and it is going to be running dead. And also, he went to A&E, says Kieran. I says, Greg, welcome in. You're doing well. He was going to message saying whether or not there was a piece of steak waiting for him at home in the live stream. So he's either extremely. Oh, that actually hit the leg of Carter Gordon. So they might be going back for that one. I thought it hit his foot anyway. Which means we've got ourselves a 5-meter scrum for the Blues. Looks like Trevor Hosier is injured, unfortunately. That is 2 Rebels players down in only about 19 minutes or so. Where's Conrad? Conrad, I believe he's going to be spending the day with his parents and family tomorrow, and then he's heading back the next day. So we have to pop up and see him at some stage in Christchurch, probably on the way for our trip to Auckland when we do organise that. Exercises is good for sexercise, my guy. There's Blues Nate and DMAC first, second, or third option team for the ABs this year. Next year, surely. Here's the first pick, says Junaid. Yeah, if both Barrett and Moonga are gone, I feel like it's gotta be Mackenzie. Like, don't get me wrong, someone young like I don't know, Ruben Love, or who else we got who's young at the moment? Like Mitch Hunt, I don't think will get there. I don't think Aidan Morgan's quite there yet. Fergus Burke or Brett Cameron, I don't know about either. So yeah, Mackenzie's pretty much your only option in that regard. But I'd say at the moment I would have him as my second choice as number 10, because Foster loves Barrett at 15. And if he's trying to have certain players in certain positions, such as starting Moonga at 10, he will have Barrett at 15 instead, probably. Keep that cardio up, says Blues Nate. And this stream always gives me a chuckle and a smile. Good people, says Q there. We are happy to hear it. At the end of the day, like when we started the YouTube channel, it was just 4 guys who, luckily, we've had a few more of them guys on the streams for this weekend. But yeah, it was just 4 guys hoping that we can make someone either smile or laugh from the videos that we make. I didn't realize at that stage that I'd do 2,000 live match live commentaries. That was just when we were doing gaming and the videos were like 2 minutes long, but changed a bit since then, you to say. Slow start for the boys. And also, Rebels seem to have a good place or good pace. 5 points in the 20, says this news. And also, little sneak boys come on the Blues. Also, no, I think I got them all. Reading fast tonight, that is for sure. I feel like my eyes look glazed over. Might just be the lighting. I think it's because I got 1 on rather than the 2. Also, we have got DAA Blues, an full squad or mixed mismatch, says this news. Now the ball's going to be fed in. Finley Christie will be the man putting it in for the Blues. That's moving a lot. Free kick goes the way of the Blues. Do they want to take it quickly? Doesn't look like it. Okay, scrum again is what they're going to be going, to be honest, Hamish. Doesn't bother me with George banter at me. There's a Blues, Nate. Yeah, he's one of those guys that, like, he's loud, he swears, but he means well, I guess you could say. And also, are there any Heineken Champions Cup games? How you doing? Yep, we are going to be doing the Sharks versus Toulouse game, and also Stormers versus the Exeter Chiefs. We haven't got those live streams scheduled yet, though, but we will be scheduling it straight after the Sevens live stream between Fiji and Spain. Gaming videos on YouTube is the gateway to OnlyFans, says Kerr. Don't know about that, but I feel like everyone almost starts on gaming, don't they? Like way back in the day. Like we've got a few other gaming ideas. We actually recorded a gaming session today on a certain game, but sadly we can only have Isaac in this first one because he doesn't have a laptop that can run the game. So we had him in this first one while he was here, but other than that, we're sadly going to have him missing. That's going to be a knock-on against the Blues. Asking for a penalty. They will not get it. Instead, back on side. Nipple Olala, I think he's more disappointed in himself than the fact that they didn't get the penalty. Fiji and Spain rematch, says Spider Mech there. Also, so a close game, says the snooze. Yeah, at the moment, it's looking relatively close. And I would say, I mean, the Blues have certainly had all of the territory like probably 90% throughout this match, but the Rebels have been able to stop them from scoring more than just the once, which is huge in this game because if the Rebels end up conceding, like it's gonna be tricky. I feel like there's gonna be one or two more around the corner. Blues knocking on the door, says Kerr. Yeah, if anything happens just around the corner, such as a quick fire intercept try for the Blues, I think that they'll have probably 20 points by halftime. Lawrence is a scrum professional or an expert, apparently. He every time a scrum goes like this, he seems to know everything that the opposition are doing wrong, which is interesting. He seems to talk a lot, that man. He was the one that Artie Savia did his gesture to. And but to be honest, Hamish, my 8-year-old daughter loves your commentary. It's the Kiwi accents. She screwed her face up at George. Says Blues Nate. He is quite loud and says bad words. So I apologise that your daughter had to hear him swearing, but I honestly have no idea when he's going to do it. He sometimes like he'll be so light-hearted, and then all of a sudden he'll just drop the f bomb. George Kerr has a new challenge for us. Is one of the memes that has gone through from Kerr, and also I think I got another meme from Junaid, if I'm not wrong. Oh no, that's how to do the automatic thingamabob. Now, nice run from Lockie Anderson. Now, I'm not sure how keen he is on the challenges to do with the exercise, but then saying that, I feel like other than eating and whatnot, there aren't really other challenges you can do through YouTube, I guess. Like it's normally like eating an extremely hot pepper or something like that, isn't it? That's going to be a nice run from Ryan Lawrence, taken down low from Sam Derry. Now off to the side, Carter Gordon. Go and skip past Monty Ioane. Nice step there. Now so good. She used to her mother screaming at her to clean up. There's Blues Nate. Carter Gordon, cut out pass, goes to Lockie Anderson. Great hands from the Rebels winger. Now only 5 meters out from the line. If they were to score now, that would be absolutely incredible. And Hamish, please surprise me with a Blues jersey. Bro says Young 21, as in me wearing a Blues jersey. I do have a Chiefs one, but I do not own a Blues one at this stage. I was going to buy one, but now they're back up to $150. Quite a bit. Now Lawrence Canham gets close, or just on his back there. 1 meter from the line. Rebels now. Can they get it? Oh, it's a short ball. Was that slapped down deliberately by Rico Ioane? This might end up being another challenge. Or sorry, another yellow card. You can read what I was reading, or you can work out. And also we could then buy it for me and send it to South Africa. Says Young 21. The only thing with that is I can hardly afford a Blues jersey myself, let alone sending them out. If I could, I probably would, though. Love to be able to do jersey giveaways for certain matches and whatnot. It's a great offload, though. They created a gap for Joe Pincus. And also we have got there, need to think of a movie challenge for you. Yeah. I guess the movie would be quite impressive, like a game show type thing, perhaps. I wish you have a Kiwi Lads PO box for sending things. Says Kerr. I know it was mentioned in the past, but I think there was only really one person showed interest in a PO box type thing, which was actually the fellow who sent me the Chiefs kit, Johnny Blaze. So I ended up letting him know whereabouts he could send it in secret. Nice try from Andrew Callaway, and the Rebels take the lead in this game, ladies and gentlemen. Run away, maybe not. How about instead Callaway scoring the try? Second of the season tonight. Second of the season, not tonight. One tonight so far. Now Reece Hodge lining up the kick, and it's curling. He's got it over. They'll make the score now 10 points to 5 in favour of the Rebels. The Rebels making about 90 meters in just a couple phases there, which is extremely impressive. Like I mentioned, they're probably giving away 90% of territory in this match. And now to be able to score a try here, very helpful indeed. Here comes Zahn Sullivan kicking the ball up high. And for this one to come down, slap forward. Joe Pincus doesn't quite take it cleanly. Now it's going to be the advantage in favour of the Blues. Christie goes back to Bowden Barrett. Why is he kicking that? You've got the advantage. Kicked it downfield. Is Bowden just like obsessed with kicking today? Because I feel like Ian Foster will be looking at this and probably, well, Ian Foster will be having a right good fun time to it. But everyone else is looking at this going, why does he want to kick the ball every single time? Come on, Blue, stop effing around, says Spider Meek there. Yeah, they just seem to be playing territory, which is great, but it hasn't worked yet. Maybe they're better off trying to get that line break. That was a non-straight throw, so they do manage to get the ball back there for the Blues. So a little bit lucky for them in that case. Now Adrian Choke charges forward, 10 metres out from the line. Christie goes to the left. After Tui Pulotu almost breaking through the tackle attempt of Trevor Hosier, turned over in the breakdown, but it's going to be the penalty. Not sure how that ball came out on the Rebel side. Okay, they're saying that Ulysses tried to strip it illegally. In that case, and Blues are disappointing me week after week. Says Young 21 there. Now, Bowden Barrett looks like they will be willing to take on the 3 points. They'll still be down, but that is a massive confidence booster for the Rebels. So they'll look at that and go, well, the Blues, they could have tried to go for 7, but instead they're willing to take on 3, still be down. It's a good start to the match for the Rebels. Blues now with Bowden Barrett lining up this kick. Should be relatively straightforward for him. I love my boys, though. Says Young 21. That kick has gone over from Barrett. 39 minutes down. 10 points to 8. Right, we're looking at the Tui Pulotu. Yeah. Jordan Ulysses just ended up kind of with the ball in his hands, but said he did it illegally because his teammate was also making the tackle in the process. Now it is going to be Reece Hodge kicks it high down towards the 22. Nice take from Mark Talia, now across to Harry Plummer. They've got plenty of options in that Blues backline to be able to kick the ball, whether that is Plummer, Barrett, Zahn, Sullivan. Nice pass on the outside. Barrett goes back to Sullivan, the left-footed man, and he does go down the middle of the field to Reece Hodge. Running up to the halfway line. Goes with a draw and pass. Andrew Callaway tries to break through. He has busted the tackle of Dalton Papali'i. Now Pincus goes across to Farmasili. Now, going to be Anton Segner in the breakdown. Wins the penalty for the Blues. I could hear someone in the background saying, knock on advantage, ref, knock on. I feel like both sides may be chatting to the ref a bit more than they should be. I know that one team got a warning a bit earlier on in the half. Being told off for that. And shopping for Kiwi lads, Glasgow kit, says Kerr there. Yeah, well, as long as it's not green, that's the main thing. A green kit doesn't work. If I had an Irish one on, I'd just be a floating head. But Glasgow, I believe they're that light blue with a little bit of, it's dark blue, isn't it? I think so. No green involved. Big shot there. It's going to be knock on by white, then by blue. So we're going back for a scrum in favour of the Blues again. And I'm back, says Amelia. Welcome back. Seeloff looking very confused. He's saying that's our ball, but because there was a knock on at line out time, that is why it is instead the Blues take. And they were told to kick for territory, says Spider Mick. And there as well. I mean, territory is all well and good, but you've also got to make the most of those opportunities when you do have territory. Just showing a replay there. There didn't look like much of a knock on from the Rebels, but must have been enough for one for the referee to pull it up. Only 31 and a half minutes through. This game is absolutely flying by. We're almost halfway through it. The next game that we are covering, though, is straight after this one. That will be Fiji versus Spain. In the sevens, I believe that is starting at 11:30 p.m. New Zealand time. And then after that one, we've got another live stream, or another 2, which are going to be Champions Cup matchups, including Munster versus the Sharks. Now Finlay Christie goes across to Bowden Barrett, who once again kicks. This time it's worked out, though. Gone straight to Mark Talia. Going for the grubber in behind. Monty Ioane picks it up, and they'll go back for another advantage. Eloff penalised for bringing that scrum down. Looks like Clark wants to take a quick tap, or does he? No, the referee wasn't quite on the mark there. I think kicking for the corner is the option that they should take. And it looks like that is the option that they will take. Even though getting the 3 points will get them into the lead, I don't think it gains them too much to do it. Here goes Elof just folded on that far side of the scrum. 5 meters out from the line. Another opportunity for the Blues. Themselves a last minute try in this first half. They've only had one so far, though. That's a little bit surprising, but I feel like this Rebel side's certainly up for the task. And also, at the end of the day, they're only about 5 rankings below them on Super Rugby. Send in Discord. There's Kerr there. One moment. We'll go like this. We'll go. Oh, Riccatelli. I heard them celebrating it or saying that he was having a decent dash, and he's just gone off the back of the rolling maul to that short side, found the gap, making his way through and getting himself a very good try, Ricky Riccatelli. So they do concede now their second try of the match. We'll go here. We'll go general. That is a nice kit, though, isn't it? Am I thinking of their away kit? Maybe. Unless I've got them around the complete wrong way. Thinking about someone else. Ricky Riccatelli just patiently waiting for the back of the rolling maul to get close enough for him to dash down the short side. Lawrence tried to stop and went sending straight over the top. And Ricky Riccatelli slams the ball down out of celebration for that try. 4 for the season now for him. 3-point lead for the Blues with 1 kick to come. Still a little bit of time left in the first half. Looks like the rain has stopped as well. It was raining, and another kit is light blue. That might be the one that I'm thinking of. Did I say their away kit? Sorry if I said their away kit as well. But about 45% chance this goes over, and it does not. Just ends up missing with that hook that he did produce. Score will remain now 13 points to 10 in favour of the away side. 5 minutes remaining in this first half, though. I think there's a chance we might see another try here. And it may not even be the Blues who score it. I think both sides have just been that quick and fast-paced in the way that they've been playing that there's certainly more opportunities out there for both teams to be able to get it right. But Mark Daly now takes that one nicely inside of his 22. Goes off to Harry Plummer. Going to spring back up to his feet. Doesn't quite do it, so he does have to stay down. Side of the 22 now. Finley Christie going off to Nepololala. Loose ball. Barrett has to run back and clean it up now. Only a couple meters out from his line. We'll kick this one down into touch. Will only be about 25 meters out from the line now. You can see the pressure starting to build on the Blues State Toulouse versus Sharks today in the Europeans Champions Cup. Toulouse back line and our defence been slacking, can't lie, says Young. And yeah, we are going to actually be covering that one. Sucks not being able to do much, says Pezza Blaze. Is that due to an injury, Paddy? Is that still the shin or is that something else now? I love you all, Kiwi Lads fan now. Says Nuzzy Williams. We love you too, mate. Been on the channel a long time. In fact, you were probably here when my voice started disappearing the last time. I think we're going to get that tomorrow, that I might not have much of a voice time. But now Lawrence going across there, short and drop ball from Jordan Ulysses, but they will be going back for the penalty. Lawrence running to the mark. Looks like there's an injury here for the Rebels. Trevor Hosier again. He actually had an injury earlier on in the match. My leg. Says Pad Zibber. Yeah, this doesn't look too good. This looks like a leg injury for Hosier. They have to stop the time. He's in a lot of pain at the moment. Oh, they're checking this one for Mark Delia. Did I say what was wrong with it? You mentioned about the fact that it got scraped down the front. I'm not sure if you mentioned about what else was wrong with it other than that. Right, they'll check this one maybe for a knee chop from Talia, which would be quite dirty. Yeah, no, he doesn't like when she touches his knee like that. I think there's something relatively bad involved here. Right, Mark Talia. Oh, actually, I thought they were checking for a knee chop, but they actually got him around the chin as well, Mark Talia. This might end up being a penalty in favour of the Rebels. Maybe a yellow card. Yep. Yellow card for Mark Talia and an off-field review. So what that means for off-field review is that they can actually go upstairs, check at the TMO, and then they can decide that it's actually a red card offence rather than a yellow, or it stays as a yellow and you're off the field for 10 minutes. I was going to say exactly what the commentator just said, and that was I'm not sure whether or not it is a full-blown conclusion of what they will give Mark Delia for that one. He's lying. Do Nick White trick. Come on, ref. Says Spider-Mick, and also it's all swollen, very hot, plus getting sharp pains. Says Bantam, but looks like Hosier is going to be away now off the field. They will be bringing on a replacement. That is going to be Smith. Okay, they're just talking about the fact that they didn't do a rare card last night for something. They feel like the TMO might be a little bit 50-50 in terms of what they do decide. Now joining Ulysses, 5 meters out from the line. Now the Rebels have themselves another attacking opportunity. Thrown in nicely, taken by Josh Canham. Breaking off the back there. Wilkin now off to the point of Farmer Silly. Getting close to the line. Dalton trying to go over the top and get that ball. Doesn't quite get it. Johnny Alessia once again gets wrestled down. Laren's looking for his options. Goes off to Carter Gordon. Just didn't quite get the pass in front of him. Loose ball. Everyone's dropping it. And this time it's going to be a knock on from the Rebels. Advantage over is kicked in behind. Waiting for Callaway to clean this one up. Does take it nicely. Running after this one, the Blues. They've committed 4 men and they have been able to turn that ball over effectively. Now Riccatelli goes off to lay. Tui Pilotu stepping round Wilkin. Or at least trying to. Taken down low. 3 minutes remaining in this first half. Derry. Bit of a juggle, but does hang on. Now the advantage goes the way of the Blues. That will be for Josh Kimmony not rolling away. Nice pass on the outside to Harry Plummer. Doesn't quite have that explosive pace that someone like a Mark Talia would have, but he's being tipped down on his back by Carter Gordon. Lay back to Barrett now. Zahn Sullivan thought about the cross kick, but decided passing would be a better option. Take notes. Bowden Barrett. Anton Segner now drives forward. 20 metres out, and phase after phase. Barrett short ball to Adrian Choate. Advantage is over now. Nepolulala. And up the big man. Christie. Off to the right to Derry again. Still working hard here. Wave 5. And Josh Canham out of there. Nepolulala again. Oh, ball's bounced out the side. Now, that is the perfect case of a halfback talking too much. Because Finley Christie was looking at the ref saying, why isn't that our penalty? Meanwhile, ball bounces out the back of the ruck. And if he was looking, he would have grabbed it. They would have continued their attack. Because he was looking away, the ball bounced out. The Rebels jumped on it. And now the Rebels have won themselves a penalty for offside. So that's really not smart from Finley Christie there. I think Rico Ioane is actually the man who's been penalised for offside in that case. 7.5 minutes gone. Sorry, 7.5 minutes remaining on the yellow card. They are going to be throwing this one, and now the Rebels' time is off again. This has been a long first half. Okay. Okay, so Mark Delia will be just the yellow card for that one. They said that the player was falling. So that is why it does remain as the yellow. There you go. That is the TMO reasoning behind it. Now big run forward. Another advantage against the Blues. 7 blue. That is Dalton Pavali. Ball drop by Ulysses. And they'll go back now for another penalty. Definitely a Reese Hodge distance. About 39 metres out. They could go into halftime 13-13 if they want it. Looks like there's another injury. This time it's Jordan Ulysses. Now, he actually made his way out onto the field for Alex Murphy. So they might be running low on hookers at the moment. The Melbourne Rebels. Oh, compound fracture of the the bone in his hand. It's in the other strip in Discord too, says Kerr. I'm sure that that other one is probably the one that I'm thinking of. Kind of light blue. Yeah, that's the one. I like the way that the red goes down the top of the sleeves as well. It looks like you'll at least see a lot of pain on the face. They might have to get a prop or a hooker or someone else to throw that line out. Nervous faces on the coaching staff box. I think they're worried here for Jordan Ulysses. It looks like he's not going to be able to continue, and Talakai will then make his way onto the field. And you wonder if they haven't got a specialist hooker, does that mean it's uncontested scrums? I think it might be. Maybe. I'm not sure. Normally it's if someone's got a yellow card, though, rather than 2 injuries. At this stage, doesn't look like Ulysses will be able to continue. He's trying to walk on it. He's not looking flash. Is he going to try and walk it off? Looks like he is. He's going to try and walk it off, John Ulysses. I think they've pretty much said to him, just get this line out throw in, and then we'll be at halftime. Probably take you off. And I says, Brandon, welcome in, Brandon. Yeah, Jordan Ulysses just trying to jog on it. Looks like it's starting to free up a little bit more. So perhaps just a bit of a knock and a bit of applause from the Melbourne Rebels faithful. 6 minutes remaining of a man advantage here. I should go uncontested. Yeah, so I think if they lose both, they have to have uncontested scrums, which is a big disadvantage because they will then lose another player out there on the field. They'll be playing with 14 in this match. Nice rolling maul. Join your Leslie trying to get there. Now the Rebels over the line. Ball is down and they will go into halftime in the lead here, the Melbourne Rebels. Brilliant work from Brad Wilker to get down, score the try, and someone is getting a steroid injection at halftime. Says Kerr there. Yeah, I'll be coming out running around. Good as new. Jordan Ulysses, but that is a great try. Maybe wouldn't have happened if they didn't use Ulysses' line-out throw in that one. I'm yawning a lot. It's been a relatively big day. We have been up for over 12 hours, but we've still got another 9 hours to go. We might actually be down to 8 hours at this point. Some of you guys might be with me throughout all those URC live streams. If you are, hugely appreciate it. You're sticking around. Just rolling over nicely there. Brad Wilkin, his 7th try of his career. And also a good game, eh? Nervous here, says Blues Nate. Now. Okay, they've just said that they don't have to go to 13. They could stay at 14 if it was uncontested scrums and everything along those lines. But that one has gone over for the Rebels. He is still getting helped off the field. Joining Ulysses, I think he was on his last legs when he went for that line-out throw. Are you feeling how I did at halftime in the last game? Says Kerr there for the Hurricanes versus Highlanders. Although the Hurricanes, they were able to pull through in the end, got some things going. Just took a little while to be able to get said things going, didn't it? We'll go like this. We'll go like this. And like this. I'm very curious to know if I go here. No. There, not there. That one. No, not that one. I am curious, ladies and gentlemen. We filmed a video earlier on today, and it was a long one. And I'm just quickly looking to see where it's ended up. And it does seem like it has gone walking somewhere because it was like an hour and 30 minutes or something like that. And I'm curious to know where it is. Is it this one? It's not this one. Interesting. We'll have to find that after the live stream. I was going to show you guys a little snippet to show you what game we were playing. 9 hours to go. And yeah, how do you do it, boss? I don't know. AQ Lads is a machine. Here's Nate there. And the Blues are bad. Auckland is so bad. Their best sport team right now is the Warriors right now. Ha 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 ha. Says Joseph. And halftime challenge, says Kerr. What are you offering, Kerr? What's the halftime big challenge? Is it a movie? I think if you reference a plot of a movie and I get it correct, I get a point. How about that? Like 10 movies where you say the plot roughly, and I have to try and work out what movie that is without hints. Up for the challenge? I know I'm not because I'm not very good at those ones. Actually, did I put it on the old desktop? Yep, 7 stadiums that have held the World Cup final. Ugh. Uh, no, I couldn't tell you 7 stadiums. Eden Park, I could tell you, maybe. Eden Park, Twickenham. Um, those 2. What was the French one? Was there one in France? Stade de France, if they have one? Maybe. I don't think Australia have had one recently. Johannesburg, you've probably got one, but I'm not sure whether it was it wouldn't have been Loftus. And point for each stadium, bonus point for the stadiums holding twice. Eden Park twice, I assume, and Twickenham twice as well, we'll go with. But other than that, I'm drawing a bit of a blank. I'm not Googling it, by the way. I am just quickly looking to see if I can find that video that we recorded earlier on. Because, yeah, I was going to give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek of what we got up to. There, it's not there. There. Is it here? Found it. Right, we have got the gameplay. That is fantastic. I was so worried for a second. 3 points so far. Wait, so I've only got 3. 5 points now. Okay, so I got Twickenham, I got Eden Park, and I got, I guess, Stade Francais was the other one that was correct. Where else have they held World Cups? I know South Africa, there's going to be one, but I can't think of what the stadium name was. There's like, I'd say something like a Cape Town Stadium or Loftus Versfeld, but that's probably not what it's called or what it was called type thing. And what the F is the Blues doing, says Jensen? Yeah, they've been struggling a little bit. Who else have hosted a World Cup in the Northern Hemisphere other than England and France? Wales, I don't believe have. Japan has. So Japan Tokyo Stadium, is that the name of their stadium or is it a different one? Who else have hosted World Cups? Australia, I believe, have hosted a World Cup in the past. Eden Park and Twickenham twice in Stade Francais. Have they hosted a World Cup, Australia? They've been a host nation. I would say at this stage they would have. So I would say that it's probably Suncorp, but was it Suncorp then? Was it AAMI? No, it wouldn't have been AAMI Park. The no, not MCG. It's a big stadium. Optus wouldn't have been done there. Ellis Park. So that is the Lions' home ground, wasn't it? I was in Tokyo, but stadium name is a car company, actually. Honda Stadium, isn't it? Ellis Park, says Daniel Detroit. He's helping me out a little bit there. Can you confirm that it was not Cape Town Stadium or Loftus? Hosted the 2000 or 1995 final, yeah. I should have had Ellis Park, shouldn't I? The Lions' home turf. I pretty much listed every side other than the Lions for location. Christchurch. Has Orange Theory Stadium hosted one? How many World Cups has New Zealand had? Let's park for a point. Says Kerr there. How many we got left? We must only have maybe 1 or 2. Maybe 2 remaining at the moment. Which is probably 1 in Australia and 1 in... Maybe... Who else in the Northern Hemisphere has had a World Cup? Not sure. Can't think of it, unfortunately, which is really bad, seeing as I do so much rugby. South Africa may have had another one, have they? South Africa had a second one. Not Loftus. Sharks, Durban. They had one in Durban. Durban Stadium. I'm not sure what the name would have been back then, but have they had one in Durban for South Africa? It's a great pass, though, from... I believe it was Carter Gordon starting to move for the Rebels. He has been very impressive. Japan, Australia, and Wales. Okay, well, Wales Is it Principality Stadium for Wales? Toyota Stadium, sorry, rather than Honda Stadium for Japan. And Australia will go Suncorp Stadium, but I don't think it was. I think it was probably Australia. It's not AAMI Stadium. Loftus. There's Carmen there. You're close with Japan, but it isn't Honda. It's Toyota Stadium, isn't it? So we only have one. Oh, okay. So Australia is the one that we're struggling with because Wales, I assume it was the Principality. If it wasn't the Principality, then maybe they had a little stadium. It was down the road. But Australia World Cup Stadium that hosted, it wouldn't have been AAMI Park. And it's not Toyota. Toyota Stadium. Where's Toyota Stadium? That is a stadium. Toyota, Honda. What other cars? Suzuki? I believe you don't know where Rugby World Cups have been held. Says Stephen there. Alice, says Carmen. Well, that's the thing. I only started watching rugby again in 2019. Well, actually, probably 2020. Before then, I had about 15 years where I wasn't really watching rugby. It's quite a good challenge. It is. It's testing the brain cells. I'm trying to think of other Japanese car. Because I can think of it in Rugby Challenge, but I don't know if they had the licensing for it in Rugby Challenge 4. It's not Suzuki, is it? Wouldn't be Suzuki. Honda, Toyota. There's another one. What other ones are there? Japanese car brands. What do we have? Nissan? It's not Nissan Stadium, is it? It's not going to be Nissan. Principality or Millennium Stadium, yes. For another point, says good. So we just got the Australian Stadium, and we have got the other stadium in Japan. The name of it. There's not Toyota, not Honda, not Suzuki. Other Japanese car brands. Big ones. It's got to be a big one because if they've got a stadium, surely they've got a bit of money. And not Tokyo Stadium. And Australia-wise, it would have been one of the big ones. What are we doing? We are naming World Cup stadiums, and I'm bad at it, Junaid. I've got the Australian and the Japanese one left. Begins with N. Nokia? No, that's a phone. Nissan? Is it Nissan? It's not Nissan Stadium, is it? What's that motorcycle? Nagasaki? Is that a motorcycle brand? I can't think of it. Or wait, does the one in Australia start with N? And yes, it is Get In. So it's Nissan. Is it Nissan Stadium? I feel like that doesn't roll off the tongue, does it? OMG, Nate just put a F boob on my live stream because of a very bad call in Rugby Sevens Cup. There's Brandon there. Yeah, I wouldn't have actually Nissan for the point. So Nissan, we just got the Australian Stadium. There wasn't at the MCG or the SCG or anywhere like that. There's other stadiums in Australia. The bigger question is that stadium still going now? Or has it changed? Nissan Stadium is in Yokohama. Says Flesh in there. So I've just got the one more stadium. Australian stadiums. The thing is, I could phone a friend, but I don't think I've got any friends who would know. George might know. Am I allowed to phone George? Would you allow George to help me? I feel like you'll say yes. I've just got to make sure George knows he's on a call before he joins, just because he'll swear flat out. I won't tell him it's for anything. In fact, I will probably. Shall I give him a dial on the phone while we're at halftime, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, says live TV. My bad, Yokohama. I guess not Tokyo. Right, here we go. George on the call. I'll just quickly make sure he knows that he's on a call with me, or he knows that it is on a live stream. That's the main thing. Hey, George, you're on live stream with me. How are you going? You're on a live stream at the moment with me. I'm on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire with Kerr. Yeah. So I've had to name World Cup final stadiums. Okay.
Do you want me to turn my face cam on?
I mean, you can if you like. I'll just face you towards the camera, I guess.
No, it should be alright. Just audio only.
Alrighty. So I've got 6, but I haven't got the World Cup final stadium that was in Australia.
Is that the one where they played against England?
Maybe. I'm not sure what year, but Australian rugby stadiums, old school. What would you say?
Probably, I don't know if it was under the same names. I imagine Australian World Cup final would be. Is it World Cup final?
It is, yes.
Would be in Sydney, wouldn't it?
Sydney, what would you call the stadium there?
Well, the one there is Allianz.
Allianz Stadium, that's one that I haven't said, so you might be onto something there, George.
But I don't know if it's the same name back then.
I will accept it. I feel like you might have that one locked in.
It's either that or Brisbane.
Which would be Suncorp, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I have tried Suncorp a few times, but he hasn't said yes yet. So we'll go with Allianz Stadium, locking it in. I don't think there's any money on the line. but
where's the money?
Hmm?
Show us the money.
Show us the money. That's a great saying, isn't it?
It's a brilliant one.
Right. Locking it in, Allianz Stadium. George is my friend, and I trust him.
Has Janae donated anything yet?
No yet. Nonetheless, I guess no, says Kurt. Geez, George, what's another one that you got?
Melbourne.
Huh?
Melbourne. What's the one in Melbourne?
Melbourne, all I can think of is AAMI Park, but I feel like it wasn't.
What was the World Cup final in Australia?
Someone said 2003 versus England, Australia. So it was that game. It was in Sydney, but just not Allianz Stadium. AAMI Stadium.
MCG.
It's in Sydney.
Where's MCG?
The MCG stands for Melbourne Cricket Ground.
What's the one in Sydney? The cricket ground in Sydney?
SCG. We'll lock in the SCG, thank you, Kurt. Fleshin said he had to Google it and it was a surprise. So maybe it is the cricket ground that they had it at.
Yeah.
We'll go with that. SCG. The second half about to get underway. Are you watching the game at the moment?
No, I'm playing Farmers Simulator.
Thought you would be, yeah. You like a bit of farming. Kicked out on the full by the Rebels at the start of the second half.
Shit, yeah. That's so cool.
They're winning at the moment, the Rebels, in fact.
Yeah, they're on it.
Oh, well.
I had to chat with old mate at the pub. He was like, I think they're going to win.
Q said nope, it wasn't the SCG.
I feel like he was just a little bit full of himself.
Oh, I can't think of anything else in Sydney. Leichhardt Oval. Leichhardt Oval. Currently named Accor. Leichhardt Oval. It's not named Accor, but we'll go with it. Used to have a different name from what it is now, right, Kerr? Oh, see, different name from now makes it tricky. Can I say Leichhardt Oval if it is correct? Another more iconic than Melbournians and puffer jackets, says Joseph. Yeah, I guess I will see you later on, George. Might see you tomorrow at some stage. You?
Yeah.
It was Telstra Stadium.
Telstra.
It means we lose all the money, George. It's called a core, apparently.
We're in Sydney. Is
Yeah.
it Telstra?
Telstra Premiership Stadium, I assume it might have been, yeah.
Ah.
That's a shame. We lost all the money. Oh, well. See you later, Jill. No, I don't think there was money on the line.
There has to be money on the line.
Maybe we'll do a quiz at the end, see how we go. Well, see you later. Can't buy a house. Yeah, I know. I could have got some. What'd you say?
You can send us videos of him doing push-ups.
We'll send him a challenge, eh? Oh, well, see you later, bud. Thanks for answering.
Thank you.
Bye. Telstra Stadium. Oh, so close yet so far away from the million. Should have used you ask the audience. I should have. Can I just say, fair play to all of you guys in the chat. Like, it would have been so easy for someone way at the start to go Telstra Stadium or something like that. But, like, we had a good maybe 5, in fact, almost 10 minutes where no one said it. So I feel like that is actually pretty impressive. Because, yeah, normally it would be someone would go, that's the answer. Just say this answer. But no, we got through it. We managed to pull through. I still got it wrong, but still tried my best. It was Stadium Australia back then for the final, says Fleshin. So on a technicality, if I said a stadium that was in Australia, like when I said it was an Australian stadium, doesn't count. Sydney Football Ground. Football Stadium, the Roosters' home ground. Says my name is Jeff. Now Ricky Riccatelli with the line-out throw inside of his 22, nicely taken by Sam Derry. Going to get the rolling maul now going here. Well, I was tempted to send a sneaky DM with the answer, says Junaid there. I'm actually also, fair play to George. I thought he'd Google it, but he didn't. You know why he didn't Google it, though? Because I was on his phone and he was not closing Farming Simulator for anything. That man was playing Farming Simulator while we were setting up to do our gaming video earlier on today. But Joe off the block list, please, tonight, says Brandon. I think after a certain amount of time, they do disappear off the list because I think we've only got about 200 in there. And I don't think Joe was one of them when we were looking last time because we probably had to block about 1,000. So I think after a certain stage, they disappear. Oh, Andrew Callaway. I'm a bit angry about that one. It was a 50-22, though, and the Rebels now retaining momentum. We're going to continue this hard work they are using at the moment. I should mention that Samoa are playing Canada in the sevens relatively soon. We aren't switching over to that live stream, though. Instead, we are sticking with the Super Rugby, but we will be doing Fiji versus Canada. Well, sorry, Fiji versus Spain when it takes place. Why did they not throw that straight? It was actually, unfortunately, Talakai got it wrong. Now, he is not normally the number 2, but because of injury, it means that they do have to have him on there. I believe they'd also be almost playing with 14 on the field, if I'm not wrong. We're just talking about whether or not the yellow card will be making his way back onto the field. Amelia's still here. Must be pretty happy at the moment. South Africa didn't make the playoffs. Says Paditzer. Oh, I have an idea. Kurt, end of live stream. Actually, end of live stream, we might be very close to going to the next live stream. But end of live stream, if we have time, think of an actor or actress, and I'll try and name 5 of their movies at the end. That can be the next challenge because I feel like I'll struggle big time, depending on who it is. And if I feel like I can name 5 easily, I'll tell you, and then you can make it 10 instead, just to make it more of a challenge. Now, Finley Christie feeds the ball in. It's going to be available at the back. Christie goes to the short side. Got Bowden Barrow running hard here. Got Rico on his outside. In fact, it's going to be Caleb Clark inside ball to Finley Christie. There's a move we've seen the Blues use many times over. Now back to his feet. Adrian Choke goes across now to Anton Segner. Had to cut back inwards due to players running back for the Rebels. Sent messages now. So he's sure about it, says Brandon in there as well. I cannot see his current messages at the moment. Now Nepololala Going across now, 22 metres out. We've got a £5 super sticker from Kerr. Thank you very much, mate. One day I will be able to afford to ride on one of your cruise ships. That'll have to be the goal. I do. Oh, Kerr. Oh, Finley Christie scores. Question, Kerr. And this is a very important question. Does any of your cruise ship, or do any of them, have a breakfast buffet? I have an obsession with breakfast buffets, but I hardly have them. But like, breakfast buffets are absolutely fantastic. Definitely if they've got all the options like bacon, hash browns, mango. Got to have mango. That's a big thing. You got mango, I'm a happy man. Pineapple, well, maybe not pineapple if you've had mango as well. A good run though from Finley Christie, getting himself over the line. I'm just quickly getting it up so I can see what your super chat was. Well, they all have all day buffet, including breakfast. Wow. How much theoretically, Kerr, to stay one night to get a buffet? How much? Well, you can't really stay a night on a cruise ship. Normally, you're cruising somewhere. So that's normally a hard one to do. Papaya, says Junaid. I also enjoy when they've got juice in a big container, or like a big dispenser that you press the button and it comes out. Last time I had a buffet like that would have been 15 years. That miss kick from Bowden Barrett means that the score remains very close, 18 points to 17 at the moment. Yeah, it has got Bravo as the sticker from Kerr as well. The yellow card has run out. I thought Mark D'Elia, yeah, he's already back out on the field, so I think that ran out a little while ago. Nicely taken by Patrick Tuipulotu. Blues looking to try and run away with this one in the second half by the looks of it. They do need to keep their foot on the gas because a bonus point here would actually be very useful in the overall table as they are only sitting at about 5th or 6th at the moment. Now Mark D'Elia jumps off the back of the rolling maul. Big flick pass across to Dalton Papali'i. Breaks through the tackle with Carter Gordon. And runaway time, boys. There's the snooze now. Kicked a mine from Finley Christie. Playing territory again. But it sits up. Come on, the Blues. Says the snooze. We're going back for another penalty advantage in favour of the Blues. I've learnt the exchange rate, though, through seeing that one because it puts the revenue in New Zealand dollars. So I have learnt that New Zealand dollar-wise, it is £5 equals $9.94. So per pound, you're about a cent off. So it's pretty much $1.99 per pound, somewhere around there. He said, I am bookless. He sent a message in chat. Can always rely on Bodie to miss the games, miss the kicks. So remember the 2018 Bok AB game where he got like 2 from 6. The Boks won by 2 points. Yeah, and kicks can be crucial. I mention it all the time on the sevens that any little kick could massively cost you the game. And Mark D'Elia's through. Another try for the Blues. I have no idea how much I donate. I just hit the button, says Kerr. I mean, it's incredibly appreciated. At the end of the day, like I always say, any money made off the channel has gone straight back into the channel, and that so far has been the case. Like, so we have got all sorts of random stuff, whether that's lighting, Kerr, that's just a flex. It's a bit of a flex, but it's a friendly flex. I'm very happy you've chosen us, Kerr, to give us money and whatnot. That was a good run from Tuipulotu. Mark D'Elia goes through, scores the try. Blues now ahead by a little bit more. Looks like they're starting to roll again a little bit more and try again, yay. And are you just doing Fiji and Samoa pool today? Pretty much, yeah. Out of all the groupings just with Super Rugby and everything, I was going to do New Zealand-South Africa game, but that kind of overlapped with this matchup. I was going to do a couple other matches, but they overlapped as well. And also we have got the Ohio Blues, Nate. Yeah, and also, hey, I know you, Brandon. Says was Blues, Nate there. Currently, Bowden Barrett sitting 1 from 4 for his kicking department. And he has missed again. He's not happy with the way it's coming off the boots, but so far, Beauden Barrett has given up 8 points for them at this point. Not all, mate, just showing appreciation. Far worse things to do with the money. Lucky to have it. Nice to share it, says Kerr. That is a nice motto. My brain went blank there for a second. I was just looking at Harry Plummer going, why isn't he kicking? Beauden's 1 from 5. I have no idea why Beauden doesn't go, maybe I should give it to Zahn or maybe I should give it to Harry, see if they go a little bit better. But yeah, be sure to use those exclusive emojis that you've got as well, Kerr, with your membership. You've got the George crying emoji, also the Hamish emoji. I should mention in that one, George wasn't actually crying. He made a funny face. And I was a damn where we going. There's the snooze. Currently, the Blues 6 points ahead. Not quite a lead that you'd say is good enough to feel safe with. Definitely not with the Rebels now steaming down the wing towards the 22. Ekwasi driven into touch. That's actually the first time that we've seen that man. And Bodie was kicking well at the start of the season. Not sure what happened. Yeah, I actually made jokes at the start of the season. I was like, Beauden Barrett's kicking. Get ready for like 1 from 2. Or sorry, not 1 from 2. Get ready for like 20%. He actually is kicking at 20% today. I think I said 1 from 7, in fact. And 1 from 5. Come on, Bodie, get your act together. Here's a Spider Mech. Going to be thrown in. Nicely taken by Dalton Papali'i. You happy how I am? I put over my live stream. I am happy, Nate. And also we've got that sack Barrett, says Linus Tube. Now, kicking it in behind, close to the touchline, kicked into touch. A little bit of push and shove there between Finley Christie and one of the other players. I think there's frustration on the face of the Blues just because anytime they've tried to kick, it's been rubbish. Best way of describing it. Yeah, I do love an all-day breakfast. Like, hash browns, they've got to be mini, though. That's the big thing. Like, fancy, because they just feel different when they're mini. Hash browns, some nice little breakfast sausages. It's actually what I want to cook for breakfast maybe tomorrow or the next day. But I do not have any of those items. Eggs at the moment, they are hard to come by. They are quite expensive when you do get them. Finley Christie goes off now to Harry Plummer. Big shot on him. Driving him backwards, but Finley Christie goes off to Papali'i. Big shot on him. Knock on against the Blues. Now the Rebels trying to grab it. I don't see how the referee has not given that as a knock on. Now Mark Talia going back to Beauden Barrett, who will kick it in behind anyway, and it's charged down, so it works out that the Rebels end up with the possession like they possibly should have. Now Monty Ioane, another player who's been relatively quiet throughout this game. Now big run from Lockie Anderson. Almost up the middle. Pincus going, it's a knock on, is it? Yes, it is. It's the number 17, Cameron Orr, I believe it was. Now Ricky Riccatelli bounced past the Beauden Barrett. Blues should be 30 up by now, thanks to Barrett. Nice cross kick. That time it actually worked. Now kicking it in behind Mark Talia. Bounce of the rugby ball. Just keeps it in the field of play. Run into touch by Lockie Anderson. Decided wasn't worth the risk. So that's almost the equivalent of a 50-22 there. And also my guy Brandon says Blues. Nate as well. Kicked it in behind. Went to Mark Talia. Actually worked this time for Barrett once. It's kicking, not just with the T, but also in general has been about 1 from 5 as well. Only every 5th one working. It's kicked. Thrown in behind, I should say. Anton Segura takes it nicely. Offloads to Dalton Papali'i. Now Riccatelli off to Plummer. 10 metres out. Great work in the breakdown. There was a knock on at the line out from the Rebels, they have said. It's going to be another Blues scrum. Looks like the medic running their way out onto the field. Little touch of it from Josh Cannon. That's actually the second time he's been pinged for that. Normally in lineouts, they don't see everything. In terms of who's touched the ball first, it's just more who's got the ball last. A little bit different there. Layers now on the field for Ofa Tuangafasi. Or layers off the field, I should say, for Ofa Tuangafasi. Hello, Hamish. Did you want to post this funny gaming video? What we do today on More Brandon channel because got a lot of bad words, says Brandon there. Fun fact, me, George, and Isaac filmed a video on a game. Sadly, because Isaac's PC doesn't run very well, or his laptop doesn't run very well, it's just going to be me and George in the rest of the series. But yeah, we're thinking about starting a series. It's actually on a game outside of sport. Bit scary. So I don't know when that's going to be edited, uploaded. But if you guys are keen for something a little bit more different, might be what you're looking for. Ball's going to be fed in now by Finley Christie, waiting for this one at the back, has now received it, or has he? It's going to be the big push there. Advantage now in favour of the Blues. Mark Delia, he's already scored himself a try today, perhaps another one just around the corner. Goes back across to Dalton Pavali'i, and another advantage for offside. Round the side of the breakdown, Ricky Riccatelli, a little bit of a truck and trailer obstruction there. So they do have to go back again. Going back for the offside. Now, I believe Samoa are playing very soon in the sevens, ladies and gentlemen. They will be taking on the Canadians. We aren't covering that game, but we are doing this matchup. And then we've got Fiji versus Canada straight after Yes Gaming Livestream. If I'd be waiting for one, Hamish, says Brandon. Although it wasn't live, just because we were testing out technical aspects of screen recorders and everything like that. But it was still it was fun. It was just a shame that we only got to do it for an hour and a bit rather than like a 4-hour session with the boys. But Merritt doing some calls here. Okay, scrums 1-4 for the Rebels, 7 for the Blues throughout this matchup. If anyone is wondering why I keep on looking over this way, it is because I've got the chat here, but I've got YouTube open here for like emojis and whatnot. And that's a little bit quicker. So now my brain wants to look that way rather than at the chat that is in front of me. Sounds like it's going to be a free kick now. They do go for the scrum again, though, the Blues. Needs to be better. Comment there. Like they've said, Talakai, it's a tough one because he doesn't normally play number 2, but they've got him down as a hooker here, that they can continue playing with 15 men on the field. Thinking they're going wide out to Rieko Ioane. That is my prediction. Let's see if it happens. They got Dalton Pavali'i, though, packing off the back. He might consider having a bit of a crack himself. Definitely when they're rolling this close to the line, it's going to be half an inch. Pavali'i, oh, Christie grabs it, and Christie scores it. And it's another try for the Blues now, extending the lead. And where this game playing? I mean, it is at AAMI Park in Australia, in Melbourne. This one, so the Blues are the away side, but they are now clear by 11 points on the board. Who did win? Springbok Sevens or the All Blacks? One moment. Go like this. And we'll go like this as well. We'll go to the match center. Oh, 26-26 draw between France and USA is interesting. New Zealand won 12 points to 7. That's actually a very similar score to what they were last week in the sevens, I believe. Argentina beating Great Britain. Japan beat Ireland. Whoa. That's massive. And Ireland lost to Great Britain. So Ireland have lost 2 from 2. Ireland lost to Argentina. Ireland lost all their games. Every single one. An awesome, good, awesome night with your positivity energy, Hamish. There's Nazi Williams. I was talking about this with someone the other day. It might have even been on live stream. I can't be angry. Like when I try to, when I go like my face just doesn't allow it. I just end up laughing. I don't know why. I feel like I just don't have that angry bone in the body. Maybe they forgot to put that one in when they were making me. That's referring to the fact that I'm a robot because I do streaming for 26 hours. Now Finley Christie kicks it in behind. Finally got the kick, says Inky. Yeah, it does help lose runaway. Yeah, it seems that way. Seems like the second half they are definitely finding their momentum. Go the Blues, says Akanisi there. Now to the halfway line. Monty Ioane goes back across to Lawrence. For Amasili. Yeah, that's a huge upset for Japan beating Ireland. That will give them a lot of confidence, even though they're still getting relegated more than likely. Still give them a bit of confidence. Nice ball off to Lockie Anderson. They would have been massive betting underdogs as well. Count them, nice run. Going off to the left-hand side, Carter Gordon. Now a nice run from Callaway, almost sniping his way through. 19 minutes remaining, Aiden. And this match is going to be a knock-on, and now it is going to be available for Mark Talia. Now Finley Christie goes across to Bowden Barrett. Zahn Sullivan on the outside. Rico Ioane taken down low by Brad Wilkin. Blues 30 already. And to think that they were, what were they? 13 points down or something like that at halftime. In fact, they might have been actually they were down 13 to 17 or something like that, weren't they? Nice wide pass. Here comes Dalton Papali'i. Christie again. Wait, the Rebels are going to get relegated. No, Japan. Japan for that one. In the sevens. Oh, that looks like an injury. I mean, he's given away the penalty, which is a bit of a cheap one. Bowden Barrett does the chip. It's actually worked. Now he goes for the grubber in behind for Mark Talia. It's going to actually work. And Bowden Barrett with the assist. Mark Talia with the try. That was clean 100, says Enki. And Bowden proving us all wrong with the kick, says Junaid. Yeah, second half's gone a lot better than the first. I will give him that in terms of his tee kicking and also in terms of his general kicking play. But I think that's because he's not trying so hard now. He's just doing Bowden Barrett things. A little chip in behind rather than trying to chip it massively down the park and expect a miracle. Mark Talia, that could have hurt his knee the way that Lowrens dove on him after scoring the try. Like I mentioned, next live stream it is going to be Fiji versus Canada. I would rather have the Japanese teams get involved and relegate the Rebels, says Aiden. Also, Bowden Barrett can't kick off the tee, though, says Pads of Blaze. About time. Carrot Oops Barrett, says Biodemic. Great try from Mark Talia. Now making the score 18 points difference with a kick to come. 20 tries so far from Mark Talia throughout his career. Yep, misconversion. Yeah, although it was a slightly harder kick, wasn't it? My eyes are watering from all the yawning I've been doing. It almost came round. Right, what do you think about that, Hamish? Says Aiden. I mean, I'd like to see the Japanese sides eventually make their way down south, either in like a one-off, like a Champions Cup scenario with Super Rugby sides and also top league sides. I feel like that would be quite cool. But I don't know whether or not they would even do something like that. It looks like they're actually going to be taken. Was that Ponefa Masili making his way off the field? The Rebels are losing a lot of players to injury in this contest. Nicely taken there, though, by Harry Plummer inside of his 22. Kicks it into touch. What we're quickly going to do is we're going to put that over there. We're going to put that there so that we can keep you updated with what's happening in Samoa versus Canada in 5 minutes' time. 3 minutes' time, in fact. That one, but yeah, Far Masili going off the field. Elof making his way back out there. Christie's day is done. And Sam Knock makes his way out there. OMG, Uruguay made it to the playoffs, says Pads Ablaze. Uruguay, who were they in a group with? Uruguay, I remember saying that side. They're not in Samoa's group, are they? I can literally look here. Pool C. So it's Uruguay and I guess France. Were they the other team that made it through? It's a big one. And I think that's going to be either Samoa versus Uruguay or Samoa versus France now in the next stage. More than likely Uruguay. Nice run from Rico Ioane. Getting taken down, Bowden Barrett having a run behind him to be able to get that ball. And how many he Barrett missed now, Hamish? I believe he's got 2 from 7 or something along those lines. Tuanga Fasi, ball on the outside to Anton Segner. Looking for the right pass and option. Doesn't find it instead. Tries to run straight over the top of Monte Ioane. Now Harry Plummer finally offload up to Bowden Barrett. Another offload delay. Trying to reach out, but not quite there. Sam Knox, short ball. Going to be scored by Ofa Tuanga Fasi. Or is it? Yes, it is. And there's a bit of push and shove. I don't think the Rebels are too happy with how the second half's going. That is for sure. And down Blues on fire now. They certainly are. Making it look very one-sided. And let's go, Marty Samoa, says Blues Nate. It's enough now. We stop. That's the message from the referee. Blues are cooking, says Bats Blaze. And Anton, the German man, There's Nazi Williams. So, yeah, he decided to just try and charge over the top of the defender, seeing as he didn't quite have that loop around with the Sawani Vikina quite planned. Harry Plummer. Great ball up to, I believe that was James Lay, who had a good chance, and a big offer to Wangafasi. There's Blues, Nate, but they are certainly getting close to securing that bonus point now for the Blues. 15 minutes remaining. Offer to Wangafasi. Scoring a rear try, and Broncos are losing 20-10 after 62 minutes. Here's Blaze. That kick has gone over. Hey, that kick's gone over. That doesn't happen very often at all. It does go over. Bowden gets a question for you, Nate. Who got better commentary? Or who got better commentary? Says, Brandon, can you smell what the Blues are cooking? That's when you need the Rocks music to play, isn't it? But if copyright didn't exist, we would definitely do it. Now 64, in fact 66 minutes gone. Shut up, Hamish yawn, says Brandon there. Now nicely taken by Harry Plummer inside of the 22. Oh, big shot. Charge over the top of James Tuttle, who's recently made his way onto the field. That was for Lowrance after that last try was scored. Now Bowden Barrett goes across to Zahn Sullivan. Rico Ioane stepping on the inside, doesn't find the offload. 10-second try from Sam. Jeez, 10 seconds. The boys are not messing around. Who got it? It was, one moment, it is loading for me. It hasn't told me yet who managed to get the try, but I assume if it was 10 seconds, probably slapped back and then someone like a Foy Falaniko to score it, and that yawn kick over. Nazi William, you're still also on the field for Callaway. Mine still isn't loaded. We got the try scorer there. Please let me know who it was. No, not going to let me know who it was. Oh, ball to the inside. And now Talakai running hard at the line. Now Segner, he's come off the field. That is for Tom Robinson. It was close to the turnover for the Blues, but he was on the body, not the Blues. Or sorry, not the ball. And Alvaro, we know who's boss at this. Putting me on the spot, eh? Says Nate. Nate, I know you don't have to. You can do what you got to do. I won't be. Brutal. I was going to say you don't have to do it, but you did it. Now Papali'i stealing that ball now for the Blues. It's available now. Sam Knock back into the pocket to Zahn Sullivan off the left boot. It goes into touch. I'm still trying to get the Samoan game to let me know who scored that try. Lol, says Nazi Williams. So New Zealand are playing Great Britain in a quarterfinal. That will be happening at 5:24 p.m. New Zealand time tomorrow. Australia versus Argentina in a quarterfinal. That will be at 4:40 p.m. And also South Africa playing Ireland at 3:56 for the 9th place quarterfinal as it happens. Currently, it seems like France are going to be playing Fiji and Samoa are going to be playing Uruguay. Now, ball available. Sam Knock goes off to Cameron Suafua. Was it? Yeah, it was. I thought he was in the starting lineup, but he must have come off the bench instead. Now, Barrett back now. Oh, a little bit of a slip there for Corey Evans. Wangafasi. Off to Barrett. Charged down. Oh, it's knocked on, though. That was brilliant work for a second. Then did end up going wrong. Now, Dalton Pavali available again. Sam Knock goes off to Bowden Barrett. To kick it in behind. It's going to be sitting up for Caleb Tangi Tau, not able to get it clean. And also had Monty Ioane land on him. Now, Tangi Tau, some of you guys will know him from the 7th Circuit. He's a fantastic player. He's a huge amount of potential. Give the Sevens Cup to New Zealand. Now, says Inky. And no, Manu Samoa. Here's Nate now on the halfway line. Bowden Barrett gets it off to Zahn Sullivan. Kicking in behind. Wouldn't be a 50-22, but certainly gets them deep into their own area. Monty Ioane now looking for the kick of his own. Does go into touch. Decent kick as well from Monty Ioane. 11 minutes remain. The Blues currently do have themselves their bonus point. Now, that is something that the Hurricanes missed out on in the last game up against the Highlanders. Sorry, Kurt. But this game certainly has the potential with the Blues being able to get themselves that extra point, which could be crucial near the end. Soane Vakina now throwing the ball into Patrick Tuipulotu. Rolling Mill starts. Blues just chilling with big red Tom Robinson in the middle. Here looks like an orange-coloured mop, but I'm sure it would be effective in the cleaning department. Now Vakina going sideways. It's going to be the advantage in favour of the Blues here. Around the side, Kobus Elov's ended up with it. Oh. It's been you multiple times, collapsing, and Kobus Elov, his night's going to be over because of that yellow card. That's going to create, like they've said, more problems when it comes to the scrums in this matchup because they are going to be down a lot of players. I think it's going to go, like they've said, uncontested scrums just around the corner for this one. Just ripping it away from a guy who was already grounded. Not able to do that in the game of rugby union. Soane Vakina. They've lost a lot of front rowers, like they've just said. Matt Gibbons still out there, though. Also, Talakai. Still digging in deep. The Blues looking for the 50 points in this game. Thrown to the back, nicely taken by Sofa. Now, that was great work from Josh Canham to be able to get through the middle and close that one down, but the ball is now going to be available, playing the ball on the ground. Penalty against him. Sam Knock wrestling a player down off the ball. I think he's just fired up at the moment. So they've just said that he's come on the field for Derry and also Corey Evans on for Plummer. So they're a little bit behind the Blues substitutions. This game is actually going along at a decently quick rate, isn't it? In terms of time-wise, we might have quite a break in between this one and the next stream, which is going to be at 11:30, I believe. You've run out of front rowers. You must be one less on the field, says the referee. That was Dalton Pavali just confirming that was going to be the case. But Kerr, are you keen for that post-match picking an actor or actress? And I have to try and name 5 to 10 of their movies, depending on who it is, how well I know them. Might fill in that gap between Fiji versus Spain and this current live stream. We've done more post-match stuff in the last couple of live streams than ever, I think, which is quite impressive. We've done push-ups, we've done burpees, which I'm not a fan of. I don't think I'll be doing them anytime soon, unless I absolutely have to. What else? We're just done chatting, I think, on a couple of the streams as well. 8 minutes remaining. Scrum feed for the Blues. They do decide to make the most of that man advantage. In fact, that'll be a 2-man advantage. I think they're playing with 13, if not 12, on the field at the moment for the Rebels. Not exactly going to make it easy to be able to defend up against this Blues side. Now my question, though, is who are the Blues that are going to get greedy? Sorry for banging the keyboard. But some of the Blues players, they will start to think, oh, I've got a good crack here. I want to get myself a try rather than the team a try. Corey Evans is one of them. Just crashed himself at the line. Sam Knott going off to Patrick. Tuipulotu, good leg drive. He's over, looking for the ball. They're going to have to check this one upstairs. It looked like it was pretty clear to me that Tuipulotu was able to get that one flat down on the turf. Right, they want to check this one. Post-match stuff has been good as well. Need to have a movie quiz question for the final whistle. We can actually do that. I have done quizzes in the past. Perhaps we could do naming a certain actor or actress's movies as that post-match quiz, or something to do with movies. Yeah, we'll just search movies, I think, afterwards and see what we can do, see which one we can come up with as the best. And I can actually do more stuff with the camera and whatnot now that the streaming software I'm on has been updated. Speaking of updated, 19 points to 17, Samoa versus Canada in their game. They're thinking he scored the try. There's no clear grounding, so they're going to keep with on-field no try. Always held up. Tuipulotu can't quite believe that. Now, like they said, straight to where the Rebels had defenders. I mentioned it. When there's less players on the opposition team, players do sometimes get selfish. Just happens instinctively, even. They're just like, right, this is my chance. Get myself some extra points on the board. Big kick downfield, nicely taken by Sam Knock. Now Dalton Papali'i with a bit of a step. Knock again going off to the left-hand side to Rieko Ioane, short ball. So I believe that is Cameron Suafoa. Oh, it's knocked on by Mark Talia. Was looking up to where he wanted to run rather than looking at where the ball was going. Now it is going to be a scrum in favour of the Rebels. I'm just quickly checking to see what time my live stream. The next one's starting at 11:30. I have a question for you, Hamish. What is the fastest ever try recorded in rugby union? It was actually, to be honest, it was probably this year in Super Rugby Pacific. We saw a try that was extremely quick. I can't remember who scored it, but there was a drop ball by one side, and then the other team, I think it was Moana Pacifica, scored it up against the Chiefs. Or no, I'm not sure who it was that they scored it up against, but Moana Pacifica scored a try in about, Moana Pacifica conceded a try to the Chiefs in the first about 13 seconds of the game or something like that. So that was probably right up there for one of the quickest. Nice wide ball, jumping into it. Now, it's a penalty on a technicality, but I still don't agree with that rule. In the air, tackling the man. If he's jumping into you, what else are you supposed to do? And that is one that they've probably gotten away with a little bit, which is why they've taken the quick tap, which I can appreciate, because they decided rather than messing around slap back. Nice work from Rieko Ioane with the interception. Get the ball straight back for the Blues. Now, 6 minutes remaining. They want to get their points differential up. It was Tyson Lewis, says by the Mick. A short ball again to Cameron Suafoa, breaking through. And also we have got there, you're the best from the North Island, number 1, says at Blues Nate. For Brandon streaming there. That's going to be another knock on. I'll use up a little bit more time. Rame Kapoiapi, 9 seconds versus Moana. Yes, it was, wasn't it? Rame Kapoiapi. Afternoon, yellow brand. Says Nate there. And Blues Shadow All Blacks. Says Gita there. 5 minutes left on the clock. Blues still have a chance of getting to that 50 points if they work extremely hard in the next few moments. What we will quickly do while that scrum is taking place is we will look up a movie quiz. We'll have about maybe 5 minutes to be able to answer one. So it is a little bit shorter in time than we would have liked. Movies. Let's see what we've got for that one. Movie posters, movie by scene. Pixar movies. Movie posters. Movies by emoji could be interesting. A few options. Fastest hat trick. Ooh, how quick was the fastest hat trick? I know that. Oh, wait a minute. Wasn't it a Glasgow boy? I just remember that you told me about it not too long ago. Was that the fastest ever, or was that just fastest in Champions Cup? Whatever. Challenge Cup, sorry. Nice counter right there from the Blues. We're going to get this ball back, but I don't know if they've done it legally. I think a couple of players left their feet, but it becomes their scrum. It was Rupeni Kalvu or Thau Nebutha. Thau Nebutha. Hopefully I said that correctly. Quickest hat tricks. And 10 films with Stone Cold Steve Austin. We can try and do that. Steve Austin movies. Has he got 10? Steve who? No. Movie taglines. Can you match the tagline to the Steve Austin movie? I think we'll just do it through the chat because I can't find one. Sorry, Hamish, my bad. Says Nate there. Yeah, that was a tricky name, but we almost got through. I just had to find the right little pieces. 10 Stone Cold. I can't think of 3 that he's been in. Nice pass. Sam Derry has just commentated that one. Fastest hat trick was in the 2019 World Cup. Says Kerr there. Now 3 minutes remaining. They've got themselves another. They move up to 49 points. Or 47. Bowden Barrett not guaranteed to get this kick. Unfortunately for him. They just went short side. Zahn Sullivan had Caleb Tangitau on his outside. Decided to cut inwards instead. How about 10 movies with WWE superstars in them, not including The Rock? It could be it could be one. Bonus point secured, says Inky. Yeah, they should certainly have it now. Two minutes. The Rebels were ahead at halftime, I should mention as well, just for anyone wondering. Barrett's got it. Gonna go over, and that is now going to make the score 49 points to 17 for the Blues. Anyone wondering about the game between Samoa and Canada? Mine still says it's 19 points to 7. I'm not sure if that's correct. That is what mine has got anyway. 24 points to 7, in fact, sorry. That's going to be kicked off again. The Blues, they'll be still looking for one more try if they can get away with it. And here's WWE, says Blues Nate. We will have to go to the, what's it called? Not the timekeeper, the official. Challenge you to see how many Stone Cold movies you can name. You set the bar for yourself at 3. Yeah, I'll try 3 for him. I think I can name 1. That's about it. What else has he been in? Blues are enjoying themselves now, says Kerr. They certainly are. Who's winning? Canada, says Aiden in there. So Samoa are beating the Canadians 24 points to 7 at the moment. You're correct. Score Amish, Samoa and Canada. Here's Nate, but now a minute remaining in this one, which is probably about how long is remaining in that Samoa-Canada game as well. Penalty goes the way of the Rebels. Thought it was a tackle, no clear release. It was close. In other words, the referee may have got it wrong, is the best way of describing that when you say it is close. And 2 minutes left, says Blues Nate. Oh, kept in the field of play by the Blues. Day goes from bad to worse for the Melbourne Rebels. Now Mark Talia charging forward. Look close to a forward pass. Sawani Vikenia picks it up, though. And up now by 29 points to 7. So a good win for the Samoans. The Fijians will be hoping to do the same. Tangi Tau now trying to break through a tackle. When he does just that, breaks through Reese Hodge. Now 10 seconds remaining. Bowden Barrett. Short ball to Patrick Tuipulotu. Back across again. Inside ball. Another offload. Sawani Vakina moving up to 25 meters out. And the Undertaker has a movie with a noon day on Netflix. He does, doesn't he? It's like a pick-em movie, if I'm not wrong. Another one says Inky. Now back across. Kicked in behind. It's going to be floating. Anton Segner. In fact, it's Dalton Papali. Jumps on the ball. Gets the try. That brings up to 50 points for the Blues at the end of this contest. Very well played throughout this match. Another one says Inky's. Sneezing's fun, isn't it? But great work from Bowden Barrett. Kicks it in behind. Sees Dalton Papali chasing it and didn't rush it. Made sure that he was in the right position before jumping on that ball. So you can easily get a little bit too keen, jump on it early, and then you normally do mess it up. Hey, you can see my mouse. That is good, but that is not quite where I want it to be. I want it to be here. There we go. And thank you, Blues. Now I don't have to watch, or I don't have to smash my TV. And Nicely done, Blues says, yeah, extending that lead very well as the match progressed. Did you know Uruguay beat the USA as well? Uruguay had a very good group stage in the sevens. I will quickly go like this. The reason I am doing this, ladies and gentlemen, is just so that it's quicker to go on to the next live stream straight after. But we are going to have to name some Stone Cold movies. Bowden Barrett, though, last kick of the day. Do I get any hints at all? Kerr? It's 3. I know one. I know one for sure. That kick is missing away to the side. How's the woman going? They are not playing this week in Singapore. Well, I got my money back, says Spider Mick. That'll be the end score, 54 points to 17 in favour of the Blues. A very good win for them there over the Melbourne Rebels. But now, Stone Cold Steve Austin movies. First of all, The Longest Yard. That's the one that I know and that I'm happy about. That is it. I'm trying to think. It's got to be something that's kind of like half by kind of gangster because Stone Cold, he's a big guy. I can think of that WrestleMania ad that he did, how he was in the Spartan costume, but I can't think of too many other. Are we getting to the point where we have two home comps, a grand final between the two comps? I mean, maybe. I know that they did that a little while ago, didn't they? But the yeah, it's tricky, isn't it? Because they are losing some big games, but then they are winning the occasional one, the Aussie sides, just to keep it a little bit more intense. Like the Brumbies are still sitting not too badly on the table, even though they are dropping a little bit more. Unlucky for the Rebels, hit with injuries, heads up for the Rebels, says Nate there. Joe Bully, have a good stream, probably catch you on the next one, says Inky. Also, not yet, hold on for now. Here's Blues Nate. And yes, time for a Kit Kat, ready for the next session. There's Spider Mech. So I've got one movie, Stone Cold. He would have been in action movies. He's a tough fella. Got a Texas accent. So southern movies. Also had a Stallone, Statham in it. They had like that movie, The Expendables. Have I just pulled that out of nowhere? That might actually be right. The Expendables, is that it? If it is, I have no idea where that came from. I haven't seen that movie. Bowden's back. Last week he was so bad, says Choke the Woke. Oh, he still had a little bit of a rough game at times. I think he was 2 from 8 kicks in this matchup, but luckily a few of his kicks did pay off this time, and it was in general play. Is it The Expendables? Is that what it's called? Maybe. Not too sure. I'm not Googling. I'm just setting up the... he's a bodyguard. Yep, that's... Really? Boom. Tell you what, we're on fire. He's a bodyguard in it. Is that he's in the bodyguard in The Expendables? So I got a second one. What other movies has he been in? That's like one that I know. Fun fact, Stone Cold Steve Austin, not the only wrestler in The Longest Yard. We also saw the great Khali. We saw Goldberg. And also, I think JTG was in it as well, from Crime Time. RIP Shad Gaspar. The comment says Aiden. I just caught the end of his game. He got better as the game went on, so you probably picked a good time to watch him. 4 points to 17 in the contest. For anyone who is wondering, what I'll quickly do is I'll go over to the Sevens channel as well, just so we are a little bit more set and ready to go. Go like that. Go like that as well. There we go. Yeah, there's actually a few upsets in the Sevens so far for Singapore, which is pretty impressive. The fact that Japan were able to beat Ireland, Uruguay able to win both of their games in the group stages. I believe they might have lost one, though. Saved my money and stayed home. I'm clever. I could have gone to the game, but nah, saved money. And it was Hart who ended his wrestling career, says Spider Mick. Wait, are you talking Goldberg? Because Goldberg kick was the Hart finisher, wasn't it? They're just talking about the way that they kind of do the Sevens behind the scenes and whatnot, which is quite impressive. I would love to have a camera that big, although I wouldn't know what to do with it had I had a big camera to be able to use. Nonetheless, I think we are close to the end of this live stream. I have to get the third one and the next one, Kurt, for not Goldberg, Stone Cold. Has he been in anything else that is like a funny little appearance? Like, was he in like Daddy's Home 2 or something? Because I know John Cena was. Was he in Daddy's Home 3? I'm not going to cheat. I'm just going to Google Daddy's Home 3 and see if it comes up with Stone Cold. Daddy's Home 3. Okay. It didn't have a 3. Was he in Daddy's Home 2, though? Mark Wahlberg, Will Ferrell, Linda someone. John Cena was in it. But then was Stone Cold as well. No. No, he was not. That was my last chance. If he was in that, I was sorted. If he wasn't, I was not. We'll go Daddy's Home 1 as well, just in case he sneaks into it. John Cena did. Yeah, no, he doesn't squeeze in that one. It's interesting to see who squeezes into movies that you don't even realize. Like, and who's in both. The Rock's in like 50,000 movies. Every movie that comes up out now has The Rock in it, or Kevin Hart, the other one. And nonetheless, we will be popping over to our next live stream, ladies and gentlemen. We will be back for Fiji versus Spain in about 1 minute's time. Thank you all very much for tuning in, and I will see you all for the next one.